very much it's going to be working on I call it matters of the heart. Family, all relationships are going to play a massive part. And so people are going to find where things are flourishing, they've got opportunity to flourish, but where things are not also flourishing, where they can reassess and make some changes. So there might be a lot of people that are going to be torn between head and heart a lot this year when it comes to that. That's going to be the main theme. So it will work in every avenue, from an intimate relationship to the global family, to the society, small groups, workplaces. It's going to flow into every area for us to awaken to how we can be more supportive of each other, to how we can be more nurturing to each other, but not just to nurturing to each other, but also to self, because it's a time to be more intimate. And because 2022 has 3 2s, this is very much a water number. So you need to understand that it's going to work on emotions. And so that's why I say, and yet the 6 is very much a matter of a number of the mind. So that's why I say the head and heart might be pulled and played with a few little times. And there's been a real awakening through this last 2 years that has opened the inner world. And that's what I call the eternal world, the emotional world has opened up a lot more. So because there's 3, it just intensifies it a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, it will flow more in, like I say, it will flow into all areas. Definitely health will come into it, all of those areas, because it's about nurturing. And it's about us trying to learn to accept life, not come from our own perceptions of what we dream or we expect, because life and all of us as individuals have different expectations. So expectations really do need to be dropped, if I could acknowledge. We all have those hopes. We all play it out in the mind, and that will be where we will undo ourselves easily this year. The free will, the soul will, and the divine will are definitely going to play out. However, the divine will is ultimately going to have the ultimate, and that's where we need to understand sometimes things happen, not that we like, but it's of the divine will within our soul that is looking for that learning or awakening. Collective, we need to listen to each other. We need to listen to our hearts, and we need to listen to what we're actually hearing. And a lot of people aren't listening, and they're not hearing, and they're only hearing what they want to hear. So again, the key is for us to learn. This is it with all those 2s. It's a number of sharing. We need to leave as much as put ourselves in it. Be equal. Don't be one up above or don't be one down below. We need to be seen as equal and treat everyone fairly, and everyone has a voice. So listening does play a crucial part in this, in the next part going forward. And individually, it's going to work out on everyone's going to work at a different vibration. Everyone's working on a unique lane. So if I would say to anyone that was a number 1, they are definitely learning to identify where they need to step up more. They might feel the role of leadership is going to be required because responsibility is needed this year. We're all needing to be accountable and responsible. So they might feel that, and because they can often be very much about self, they might struggle with it a little bit. However, they are the ones that can lead. So I would say to them, don't be afraid to be the unique person that you are, because you are absolutely got a gift to share within our world. And very much the 2s, they might feel it. They might absolutely, the sensitivity in our world is only heightening. And I believe it to be very much, the numbers are showing it through me, very much through our senses. So everyone's senses are increasing, if I could acknowledge, in sensitivity. And so that too is, it's only going to want smaller environments. It's only going to want to be around those that matter. And they really need to place themselves around those that matter. So if they're not, they need to be aware of where have they placed their values. Are they in the right place, or do they need to be reassessed? The number 3s have got a great opportunity to create and expand this year, and a great opportunity to truly hear And I would say that they could be their best friend by being their own counsellor, be their best friend, be that advice that they need to share with another. But don't be afraid to go for your goals. You know, it really is a lane at this moment where we are in creating, you know, and the first 3 months, 4 months is going to be all about that, creating. You're really working in the physical and laying the lens for the year. Number 4s are going to really want more structure. They're going to really want to place everything in a box. So they might find and struggle with emotions. They don't like to necessarily share them really easily. So I would encourage them to just hear their own heart. And if they can't feel that they can hear their heart, right eternally, you know, because their heart is trying to be their voice that's sharing where they can awaken to, and for them to also understand they're worthy. They often they do believe in justice and strong belief, and they're very, very loyal people. So when their heart is broken, they can feel really torn. But I would just say to them, be loyal to self also along this year. Make sure you're being loyal to your emotions, and yet also hear another. The number 5s have got a great year when it comes to all areas of life to network. So if they're wanting to look at a career, they've got great chances to expand. And it's a month where we're all going to have to learn adaptability, every single one of us. So if you're doing but they have got more opportunity to do that. I would definitely say they've got an ability in that month, and for number 5s generally, to look at where they want to reassess, look at where they want to reprioritize, and to put their own emotional needs and those of those around them, their families, understand that they at times are going to need to come first. Number 6, again, is very much a number that is very much a perfectionist. They love harmony. So everyone this year is going to be looking for harmony. Everyone's going to be looking for peace. So at times everyone is going to see that they don't have that. And they're seeing in the areas that simply can't go forward in the way they need to go, the way they perceived it to go. They need to see it, to look to see where they need to make changes. So matters of the home, definitely people will possibly be making more changes in and around their home environments, being it beautifying it, sticking more to home, to their home base. Very much it is a number that is asking them to nurture and nurture and nurture. And so if someone's health is not right, I would really encourage them to say, yes, use this year to be something that they can be really supportive to their health, because that's going to be supportive to their spirit and their soul, and therefore the whole physical. I would really encourage those in the number 7s in this year to understand where they are not communicating with family or community or with others, because they have an ability to pull back. They have an ability to very much want to, again, but very much see and experience life on a very physical term. However, their mind definitely plays. So physically and mind, they will need to see life. They need to earn trust. And so they might find trust issues and around those that they love might come in around. And they also might find areas where they're having to look through and forgive throughout the year. And sometimes that forgiveness just needs to come from self also, that we need to forgive ourselves. And I would really just say they need to give themselves permission to do that. Number 8, I would say definitely a great year to flourish, you know, to flourish in work. But the crucial side of it, I've really found in the number 8 is very much finding balance. You put that 8 on the side and it's the affinity, you know. So what we put in, it must go out. What we put out must come in. And so it really is saying it's a crucial year for them to be really walking in harmony. And so whatever they love and needs to be of service, of something of value. They will only flourish if they're adding value to the world. If they're looking at from a personal and some greed aspect of things, of wanting just for their own security. And it's just a survival year. Don't get me wrong, it's that aspect, but it's got the ability where I would say they are not going to support themselves so well. So it is a very financial number. So I would definitely say to anyone that is going to be looking at legals or finances, it's a year definitely to work with it, and a month that can really support it. Number 9 is very much giving you a time where you can close doors, and also really it's a time where I would really encourage everyone to see what how far the last 9 years, how far the last 9 months of sharing with them. It is a time where they need to understand the wisdom that they've gained in this last 12 months, 18 months, 3 years especially, I would acknowledge. But I'm going to say it's a very matter-of-factly of number. So I would say it might find it a little bit tougher in around family and community and those areas, but I actually want to say they've got a lot of wisdom that they can attain, because they're not going to be one that's going to want to put up with things that are not right, is what I do want to indicate. And they are here to teach us in many ways, but they are here then to also learn. So I would say definitely be open, and that's why I'd say the relationships are really quite crucial for them. I would definitely say October has definitely got that imprint of that 1, but it brings extra potential. And need to understand going forward from October through to December, we are then starting to lay ground already for the following year. So it's a time where one can come back and reassess what is of matter, identify how they want to go forward. And it's a time where they can come back and connect within themselves, is what I need. I often say sometimes we can get a little bit internal within ourselves and in that reassessment, yet it can also be a time where we also don't let people in. So they might find October to be that way, because that 1 really struggles. So again, I'd say definitely the 1 and the 10. The 11, I'm going to say, is a soulful month. It's a soulful, enriching month that is going to teach us via emotions, is what I would acknowledge. Now, again, it's not always easy to learn that aspect of things, but I'm definitely going to say it can be really enriching. And it's a month where you're definitely learning and growing. So if they want to learn, it's a time. And very much December, I'm definitely going to say it is a time where we get to expand with the communications again and enjoy life a little bit. Like I would encourage everybody definitely in those months. It's a time we get to be with our loved ones and share our love, be it with work parties and all of those areas. I would really encourage them in that area. Overall theme, I'm calling matters of the heart in all areas. So truly pick on where your heart needs to be, and if you have balance, because the 2s are asking you to mediate, and very much when you're not on the same page, to find a neutral page or find a mutual lens that you can see life through. And if it's not working, then leave it. Let's move on to another matter of the heart.